Yes, another day, another day. So today is the 21st of August 2025, and my name is Sony. Full name is Honolo. That's my name. If you don't know about me yet, I'm a trader. I've been trading for this year, it's my fifth year. I'm still not profitable as I thought I would be the first year I started trading. Since that time, I've been actually improving gradually without even being aware that I'm actually improving. I think when you stay too long or for a long enough period of time in a certain thing, doing it consistently, you'll start actually progressing with that. You start seeing results. It shapes you to a person that you need to be in order for you to be good at that. I don't know if it makes sense. It didn't sound like it makes sense in my mind. But if it didn't, yeah, yeah. So today is another day. Yesterday I took a trade and I realized something about the trade that I took. As I said, I'll be speaking about my trading journey and everything I experienced. I took a trade yesterday, and that trade that I took didn't go to my TP. It went to my direction and it took out the low of the previous, the low of the day. I took a trade from the liquidity sweep of the high of the day, then it took out the low of the day to take profit. Then it went up again and reversed after taking out the low of the day to take out my my stop loss. That's how I lost yesterday, which was also a lesson that I should take what the market gives me, not predict what it will give more. As long as the risk it's bigger than the reward, even if it can be 1:2, for me, it's enough. I should be able to take. So the minimum I'll be taking moving forward is a trade which will be 1:4. Is to 2. 1:2 is enough for me to actually uh, go out of a trade, depending on how it is. At the same time, I also realize that a certain time, there's a certain period where a certain candle needs to form, and it forming it gives me a clue of what I'm expecting next, so I know how to move accordingly. So it doesn't be a shock and things that I need to plan on the market right there on in the battlefield. I think the market is a battlefield whereby we are battling really with ourselves, or at least they would say with the market makers. I believe there's an algorithm which was created by the market makers. Not that the algorithm is not there, and the market makers are not. They both are there. It's just that the market makers create an algorithm that runs, then they monitor the algorithm. So at certain times they manipulate the algorithm, but overall the market moves with an algorithm. It's a system. If it's a system, it's an algorithm. They don't wait there for seconds and check this candle is gonna go like this and come back. They don't. It's moved by money, which is controlled by algorithm. Algorithm knows where volume is, that it controls what it does and take more money and move the market. Then market makers monitor that and make sure that the market is moving accordingly. That's what it is. So nothing else, nothing more. That's what it is. So I've realized the sitting candle at currently, since it's daylight saving in the US, I'm South African, and since it's daylight saving in the USA, right? I'm on in my South African time. There's a specific candle because I only trade like New York session now. Only New York, no London session. London session is bad. So there's a trade that happens from not a trade but a candlestick on a minute 15. It's either going to be an engulfing candle or it's going to sweep the liquidity at that time. And when it does that, I know when it sweeps the liquidity, I know that the candlestick that will come back is the one that it's at 4 o'clock. The one that's going to break in should be the 4 o'clock candle that breaks in. And when it does break in, I'm expecting to already have a setup or at least the fair value gap or a order block where I know I'll be entering before 3:30. Then I know I have a trade. Then I put my order, I activate my order, then I allow the chart to actually print money or do what it does. Then there's a second one, the one whereby by quarter to four, same time, quarter to four, both candles, right? On M15, what it does is it breaks in market structure, then it engulfs. That candle usually is the one that actually creates the market structure shift on the M5 or M4 time frame. So the M5 and M4 for me is similar time frames. It's just that I look at some time frames based on clarity. Sometimes one time frame might not have a favorite you get, one might be clear, one might be not. So it's just for me to actually know what I'm looking at clearly. So it's just those time frames whereby I look at executions. Yeah, so that's what it actually does on at quarter to four. Then from there, when it does breaking from quarter to four and it closes the candle at 4 o'clock, I know by 4 o'clock to quarter past four, I should have executed the trade. It's still valid even if I execute the trade at half past four, right? At before half past four, not exactly at quarter past four or around the range. But it definitely and high probable that the trade works out that way. Quarter past four, it has to move. That candle of quarter past four, but now I'll be looking at it in a different time frame, whereby I'll be looking in a H4 time frame or H5 time frame, depending on which one was clear or which one revealed an order block after the quarter to four candlestick closed exactly at four. That's when I know I can see the fair value gap, I can see the order block, I can see clearly the market. If nothing happened on those times and the chart doesn't seem like it's going to actually give me something that I'm expecting, for example, there's no liquidity sweep near that zone, um, there's no liquidity sweep near that zone, then I know I stay away. I don't wait for too long. I can look at the chart for probably 10 minutes and I know done. Done for the day. There's no trade for the day. I can't force anything. So currently for August 2025, the trades that I could have taken for this month is like 6 trades. It's like the 21st. It's like 6 trades. 6 trades is good. So for example, if I risk 1,000 on a trade, right? If let's say I'm trading 100,000 account, right? I risk 1,000, which is 1%, and I risk 1,000. Let's say I make 1:2, 1:3 sometimes. Let's say on those 6 trades I only make, let's say on these 6 trades I made 1:2 3 times and I made 1:3 times, right? Let's say I only lost twice. So if it's six and it's twice I lost, right? So I lost this amount, which is how much? Which is I lost 1,000 and I lost 1,000. I lost 2,000. So here it's like, so I'm going to count 3 6, right? So it's six, then it's 2 2, so it makes it 10,000. So with this 10,000 that I have here, right? I won 10K and I lost 2. I have 8K. With 8K a month and I can withdraw 8K. With the prop firm, imagine 8K. Imagine if now the leverage is higher. Meaning now the leverage that I have is 1 million rands. Now I'm actually risking 10K. With this 10K, I'm no more withdrawing 8,000, right? Because I have a 1 million account, not 100K. Now, instead of withdrawing the 8,000, I'm now withdrawing how much? 80K. So leverage is power, but also used or capitalized with or taken advantage of with the mindset and with the plan. Without a plan, accounts are still going to be blown. Going to blow account after account after account. So my plan is to actually capitalize or scale up my finances or my bank balance to be healthy with prop firms before I can actually say, you know what, this is my capital, which is solid. Now I trade and I withdraw. Now I no longer trade to withdraw money, guys. Not that I trade to deposit, but I'm trading to scale up my bank balance. I don't trade to, okay, cool. Let's say, for example, right now, I don't have muscle to actually fund 10K. So prop firm, if I buy 1,000 rands account, it's like a leverage of 10K for me. Like psychologically, how prop firms are, it's like if they give you a certain percentage of an account, for example, if they give you 100K, right, you have 10K to use. Unless if you lose that 10K, you blew the account, which is breaching the account. So I can't lose that 10K. So the amount that they gave me initially, making sense out of it, is 10K. So if I can have that 10K instead of me funding with 1K, it makes no sense. I wouldn't make more money. But now it's impatience, right? Impatience might play a part. Be like, when am I gonna withdraw? Now I'm actually starting to force trades. FOMO comes in, right? Revenge. I want to make back that money because it feels like I'm losing. Nah, losing is part of the game. You lose some, you win some. But with the risk, with the good risk to reward, it's good. So if I even lose 3 times in a row, knowing that the next trade might even be a 1:3, 1:2, I'm in 1% loss now. Now the next trade loses again. Now the next trade I take becomes 1:3. Now I'm in profit. No stress. Lost 4, won 2. Lost how much? Nah, I lost 4, won 2. I'm in profit. Good profit. Imagine if I can do that consistently. It will be money in my pocket and money expanding. As I said, with leverage, with platforms, it helps definitely. At least that's how I view it now. That we are currently lucky. Back in 2020, I didn't know those platforms. I didn't know FTMOs. I didn't know, but currently I know how I can actually utilize platforms. And I think I came across these platforms currently in a stage where I am I'm fit enough to actually face a problem. I don't just blow like that. I don't take multiple trades. I have a good risk reward. The only thing I have is currently I'm experiencing a lot of FOMO. I'm experiencing a lot of FOMO. My strategy that I use has me actually waiting and sitting on my hands for a long time to take a short setup that might actually be out in less than an hour. I'm out. That's how it is, and it plays with my psychology. When it does that, it plays with my psychology. So I don't actually. Okay, I currently know how to deal with it because I've built a system and a plan in place to follow, and I will follow it. It's easy to follow with like that. It's easy for me now to actually be uncomfortable and sit on my hands because I know in due time I will be the person that I need to be. I'll be the person who actually is actually a printing machine. You understand? So I just have to make sure I sharpen my mind in those aspects or those parts of my life whereby I only take high probability setups as advised. One trade will determine the move that I'm expecting. It will determine two outcomes. Either it breaks up, either it breaks, sweeps liquidity, the quarter to four currently with midnight savings, the quarter to four candlestick either it sweeps the liquidity or the quarter to four candle breaks in. And if it sweeps the liquidity, what I expect from there then it's for the next candle to break in. Either the next two candles must break in. And the next two candles, meaning it's 30 minutes. I'm giving it 30 minutes to make sure that I do have a clean setup. With that clean setup, I'm expecting to see a fair value gap and a market structure shift by that time before 4:30, and I know I'm executing. Then I can hold my order, right, until 5 o'clock, right? If my order is not executed in 5 o'clock, I cancel it. I'm out of the negotiation. It's not a negotiation, I'm out. But if it's activated, I just let the trade play out. If it's not, I'm out. Then, if it happens that it's a breaking one now, a breaking perspective, what I know is as soon as it breaks in, it should be an engulfing. And if it does engulf, I know that engulfing, when it closes around 4 exactly, right, it will have a market structure shift on the M5 or M4 time frame. It will be clearly, I should have a fair value gap, I should have an order block. Two of these options will be my entry zone. They can't be both in one setup. They can be one option. What I see is what I act on. I act on order, sit on my hands, do it. Then by day, I know if that setup is like that, it can only be executed from a range of 4 o'clock to 4:30. That one I don't hold longer than that. I don't give it longer than that. If it does take longer than that, in fact, it never does. It shouldn't. It shouldn't, or it's not part of my plan. It shouldn't. So yeah, man, that's what I learned yesterday, man. I'm just making it simpler and simpler and simpler for me. And I know the system that I'm actually putting in place is actually what's going to be making me money. It's not me always showing up in the chat and actually doing stuff. I just channel my emotion if I did execute. If I didn't, nothing is done. It's just normal. That's how it's supposed to be. But for now, I'm just in a journey of actually journaling consistently and aggressively also, like just being informing myself what I'm doing and how I prevent it moving forward, and just keep on doing that and upgrading and upgrading. I know I am becoming a sharper and smoother trader than I've ever been. I'm better than last week. I'm better than last of last week. Who I was last of last week is not the same me. The habits that I have now are actually better than who I was way back. I'm disciplined now. I can wait for the right setups. The only thing is the FOMO comes there and there, but the thing is I like that I recognize it and I don't really react as much. And another thing about me is when I use a stop loss, for example, if I plan as per the plan, is I risk 1% when I'm using a profit. If I risk 1% and I lose, it's okay. Emotionally, I'm okay. That's when I started understanding that risk is not just the amount. Risk is a psychological thing. When they say you have you have a problem with psychology, nah, it's not. Sometimes psychology is caused by things you should be actually fixing outside of trading. For example, you have psychology because of now your phone, right? You want the money to be here like instantly, right? Why? Because you need the money. You don't have money to buy clothes, so you don't. So now you have this phone. You have this revenge. You want money. You can't take losses. You can't. You understand? So these things is like if you don't have money, you want money ASAP. Go get a job. Understand? That's how you fix that psychology of what? Of FOMO, because you need the money, you need to chase the market, right? You need the money. The need, you get a job so something can, so you don't trade with money that you feel like it's agent for you to make money, because it fucks up the patience too. It ruins the patient. It misaligns the things that are actually essential for you to actually, or for me to actually make money, right? Then there's other psychologies, risk. You saying, I revenge. How do you revenge? You don't like the loss that you lost. Nah, the loss is not the problem. For example, if you lost 1 cent, it wouldn't mean anything, right? So you wouldn't be going around looking for it back, right, to get it back. But if you lost 10K and you're like, damn, 10K, at least for me now. If you lost 10K, like, damn, 10K, let me go get this 10K. You run around looking for the 10K. It will actually not sit well with you in your heart. So you want that money back. So it's a psychological thing, the amount of money that you actually risk. Just in life in general. It's just a general thing. It goes with multiple things about life, but I'm not here to speak about anything about life, just like my previous video. So currently, what I was saying is the amount that I risk, if I say I risk 1% and I risk 2% because of maybe I was inspired by a conversation I had with my bro, or I'm motivated maybe by something I saw, then I risk 2%. I'm saying, nah, I gotta pass this, I gotta make more money, now I'm doing something which is very bad. I'm not following the plan. The plan is everything, not only the setup, but everything in terms of the risk, the monitoring, the schedule, or when I look at the trade, when I analyze, after executing, when I'm in a trade, when do I go and monitor the trade. Those things are a system that I built, just like a business. You build a system that actually makes the business profitable. It's not that you're selling tomatoes that makes you not make money. How do you sell them? Where do you sell them? What time do you go there? What's your target market? What time do they pass there? Things like that. Like you look at those stuff, and that's how you build a system that will actually generate money over time. All I gotta do is just master myself, then money will come through. Nothing else is above me except myself. I need to be above the person that I am for me to make money as the person that I need to be. For example, I want to make a million at least a week, right? Before I'm 20, 20 what now? Currently I'm 22. Before I'm 25, or at least around 25, I want to be making at least 1 or 2 million a week. At least to bag 8 million a month on average. Or to bag 10 million rents. You're talking about rents. Small currency, it's a very weak currency. At least for me it is. So if I can make 10 million a month by the age of 25, I know now that I've risen above to that person. So for me currently, I can't make that 10 million because I'm not currently mentally equipped enough to actually make that amount. So I'm actually sharpening myself to become that person who can make that. Currently I'm 22. It's like 3 years from now. It's a lot. 3 years, it's a lot to actually start building yourself as a new person who can actually do amazing stuff and beyond than what you currently can do. So I'm actually doing that journaling every single day. So journaling is one of the essential parts that are actually helping me. And one thing I don't like is when I skip days when I journal. Today I don't journal because I was tired. I don't like that. That's something I need to cut off in my life right now, whereby I'm going to entertain certain things, maybe outside and hang with the bro, speak about certain things, maybe indulge in some not productive stuff. Then I come back tired. When I come back tired, I don't really want to journal because I don't want to journal just anything. I want to be mentally sharp. So I don't like when I don't journal. So I make sure that I prioritize it. At least for now, moving forward, it's what I'm gonna do. Because in the past 2 days, I didn't journal that same day. I had to journal today for those past 2 days. At least I know I took screenshot. I know what happened. Why did I enter the trade? I know the trade before it was entered. Mark everything, so I know those things, so I can actually look back now, actually do a review of those trades. So what I'm doing is just reviews when I journal. I review what did I do, what can I do better, this and this and this. This was wrong. I didn't follow this. Why didn't I follow this? Was it a formal? Was it planned? This was not planned. Why wasn't it planned? Why didn't I follow the plan? Was I too busy? Did someone need to disturb me? Was the environment good? Did I trade working? Did I look at the chart while I was? You understand? So things like that. That's what I do when I journal, when I review. So I do. But for now, I'm just rising above the person who's actually making the money that I'm making now. From rising above the person that I am, I'm gonna also rise above the income that I'm currently having. That's all I have to do. Just master myself, and I'll master anything else. Yeah. Peace.